What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're going to do another What's Next video, and in today's video we're going to do What's Next for the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies have been one of the more disappointing teams since signing big free agents like Bryce Harper, and even making a big trade for JT Realmuto and signing him to an extension. So in today's video we're going to look at what's next for the Philadelphia Phillies, because they have a lot of work to do this offseason if they do want to be making the playoffs next season. So that's what I'm going to do in today's video. But before I get into this video, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications, because this is a place to be on baseball YouTube for great baseball content throughout this lockout and throughout the offseason. So let's go ahead and get into this video. Next up, or the first thing, is the free agent that they signed pre-lockout. Nobody really besides Corey Knebel, which I thought Corey Knebel was a good move for the bullpen. Him being a guy that's going to slot in as the closer role for the Philadelphia Phillies. And he posted a 2.45 ERA in 3 saves and 25 innings pitched, 16 hits, 9 walks, and 30 strikeouts in his 2021 sample size with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Earned him a 1-year deal with the Philadelphia Phillies, and this is definitely a very good move, but they still have a lot more to do. Next thing is their own free agents. They have 4 main free agents this offseason. Archie Bradley, Brad Miller, Ian Kennedy, and Freddie Galvis are the 4 main free agents. Galvis is a guy that's not a starting shortstop, more of a guy that you would want as a backup type guy, and that's about it. Ian Kennedy, not really a closer anymore. Never really was a closer. Brad Miller's the guy, once again, a utility backup guy that was starting for them last year. And Archie Bradley's the guy that could be solid out of your bullpen. It's just he didn't pitch a lot in 2021 due to injuries. Next up are their needs this offseason. They have a lot of needs this offseason. And their first one's starting pitching. Their starting pitching definitely is a rather big need, even though they do have great starters at the top, such as Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola. And even Ranger Suarez is good there. And Kyle Gibson had a solid 2021 as well. And you'll have Zach Eflin coming back as well, possibly sometime in 2022. But I still think they definitely need another starter. And that's probably a 3 or 4 starter, maybe even a 2 starter. Because this is a team that Aaron Nola did not perform well in 2021, posting an over 4 ERA and over 4.5 ERA for that matter. Ranger Suarez broke out in 2021. But I still see him as more of a bullpen arm, realistically. And Hans Krause, who they acquired in the Kyle Gibson trade, is a guy that's very solid, but I also kind of see him in the bullpen long term. And relief pitching's the next thing. And if you move some of these guys like Ranger Suarez, Hans Krause to the bullpen, that'll fill up a little bit of it. But you still need a lot of bullpen help. You still realistically need a closer. Because I don't know that Jose Alvarado can be trusted in that role. I see Corey Knebel as more of a setup guy for this team. It's just, I think they need a lot more bullpen help than they have right now, and they could definitely use a lot of that. Next up is outfielders. Outfielders have been a big need. Obviously, you don't need one in right field with Bryce Harper being there, but center field and left field are big, big needs as far as outfielders. They need outfielders badly. And they need some that are going to be decently productive offensively as well, considering that they've got a lot of just guys in their lineup that weren't too productive last year. And they had to fight with injuries as well. So this is, you got to stop giving so many chances to a guy like Mickey Moniak, who, yes, was your first overall pick back in 2016, but he's a bust. He is a bust. And Adam Hazley, for that matter, as too, is just not a good starting left fielder. Shortstop's another need. They're paying Didi Gregorius a lot of money to be probably worst 5 shortstops in the league, if I'm being honest. And Alec Bohm at third base. They need a third baseman, too. 3rd overall pick back in 2018 for this team. Hasn't really shown a lot. He has shown some potential, but really didn't show much in 2021. Posting 7 home runs and a 247 batting average with a 305 on base percentage and a slugging percentage of 342. Definitely just didn't show much in 2021, so they definitely should look at those spots. The Phillies free agent targets. Here's a long list of free agent targets. The first one being Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant, of course, is not going to be going back to the San Francisco Giants, But a team that could realistically be in for him is the Philadelphia Phillies. In 2021, he posted a 265 batting average, posting 25 home runs, 73 RBIs, a 353 on base percentage, 481 slugging, and an 835 OPS. He had a really good 2021. The Giants don't really want him back, but the Phillies could be a good fit. Him and Bryce Harper are pretty close, and I think it would make a lot of sense to bring him in, maybe a 5-year contract, who knows? But it's definitely going to be tough with the payroll that they already have on the books, and it's going to be tough to possibly sign Chris Bryant just with the way their money is right now. Next guy is Trevor Story. Story would definitely be an interesting one to bring into their team. Story would be a very good fit, I'll say that, though. Story in 2021 posted a down season, but a down season for him is still a very good season for most other players in Major League Baseball. Posting a 251 batting average, 24 home runs, 75 RBIs, and a 329 on base percentage, 471 slugging, 801 OPS, and an OPS plus of 103. He was a 45th overall pick by the Rockies back in 2011, but he definitely will not be going back to the Rockies. They're going to get a draft pick out of him too, from whichever team he goes to, so that's a good thing, at least for them. Next guy is getting them a closer that they've needed, and that's Kenley Jansen. He posted a 4-4 record with a 2.22 ERA at 69 games and 38 saves for the Dodgers in 2021. And he's been a very solid guy to rely on in his career, posting a career 2.37 ERA, which is really good. And the Phillies could really use somebody like a Kenley Jansen, a 3-time All-Star too, and a 1-time World Series champ. So they could definitely use somebody like this to bring into their team. Next up is another bullpen guy, and that's going to be Richard Rodriguez. I know I use him a lot in these type of What's Next videos, but he's just one of the best relievers out there on the market right now. He posted a 5-4 record with a 2.94 ERA in 64 games, 14 saves in 2021 between the Pirates and the Braves. He never really was used with the Braves, but the Phillies could definitely bring him in, and he would be in a very solid role there because they need bullpen help badly. Next up is Kyle Schwarber, and they've been rumored about getting Schwarber a lot. And that's just because it's a great fit there. Putting Kyle Schwarber on the Phillies would be great. It would make a lot of sense. Now, he's going to be a DH for your team, which they could use him playing left field, but still. In 2021, he posted great numbers. A 266 batting average, 32 home runs, 71 RBIs, and a 374 on base percentage, a 554 slugging, and a 928 OPS. If this guy puts up numbers like this, or a little better, this guy's in MVP conversation, in my opinion. These are really, really good numbers that if he could that are really, really good. So I think that he could be an MVP conversation if he could keep these numbers up, or do even a little bit better. 1-time All-Star, 2016 World Series champ with the Cubs. Next guy is a cheaper guy on the market that they could still use, though, and that's going to be another power bat, Jorge Soler. Jorge Soler really came onto the scene when he was traded to the Braves in 2021. Overall, posted a 223 batting average, 27 home runs, 70 RBIs, a 316 on-base percentage, a 432 slugging, and a 749 OPS. And this is a guy in Jorge Soler that really struggled with the Royals for the first half of the season, and then really turned it on for the Braves. So Jorge Soler, definitely a guy that you could take a chance on. It could be a very good chance that you take on Jorge Soler. Next guy on our list is another power bat, and that's Nick Castellanos. This is another guy that probably a DH realistically for your team, and that's okay because Castellanos is wanting a little too much of money, though, I think. And in 2021, though, he posted MVP-type numbers. A 309 batting average, 34 home runs, 100 RBIs, a 362 on base percentage, a 576 slugging, and a 939 OPS, and an OPS plus of 136. Castellanos posted a really good year, and he also, I think, was an All-Star in 2021. And this is a guy that you bring him into a pretty hitters-friendly ballpark, in Philadelphia. Next up is Colin McHugh. And Colin McHugh in 2021 posted a 6-1 record with a 1.55 ERA in 37 games for the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays always get the best out of their pitchers, and they did it again with Colin McHugh in 2021. And this guy that could be in for a bit of a short-term, pretty decent payday. I mean, even $1 million is a big payday for any of us, but for major league players, like, he's probably going to get like a 2-year, $18 million contract. A pretty good sized contract for Colin McHugh at the age of his career. Next up, Matthew Boyd. Matthew Boyd is another player that's in these a lot. And I'm sorry about that, but realistically, he's just one of the better back-end bullpen options that there is. And he posted a 3-8 record with a 3.89 ERA in 15 games started in 2021 for the Tigers. But I think there's a better option that they should go out for, and that is going to be Yusei Kikuchi, who had a really good first half, which earned him an all-star for the Seattle Mariners. But Kikuchi struggled in the second half a lot. And Kikuchi overall in 2021 posted a 7-9 record with a 4.41 ERA. Him only being 30 years old, I think they should take a chance on him, and maybe he'd be pretty solid at the back end of their rotation, and he's even got potential to be a number 3-ish in their rotation. Next up is the Phillies trade targets. So for the trade targets, another long list of players. So the Luis Castillo, Sonny Gray, Tyler Mahle deal is still on here. We're not going to talk much about those players. We talk enough about them in every one of these videos. Same thing with Chris Bassett and Frankie Montas. So let's go ahead and narrow this down to about 5 players. And the first one is a name that I don't really think that I talk about very much as a trade target. That's Josh Donaldson of the Minnesota Twins. Josh Donaldson on a rather big contract. It does seem to get injured quite a bit. So he had a .247 batting average with 26 home runs and 72 RBIs in 2021, posting a very solid season. So maybe this is somebody in Josh Donaldson that you bring in, even though it is a bigger contract that he's on. Maybe you try to bring him in, and maybe you can work that out. Next up is another big contract for this player, and that's going to be Kevin Kiermaier. This is to get outfield help. They've been rumored to him quite a bit over the last couple months. They've been rumored to be interested quite a bit. He posted a .259 batting average with 4 home runs and 37 RBIs, but it's not the offense that you're looking for with Kevin Kiermaier. It's the defense that he's always showed and always been really good doing is the defense. Next up is a guy from the Rockies, and that's Ryan McMahon. Ryan McMahon's a guy who has had a really good 2021 season, and I doubt they give up C.J. Cron to them, but Ryan McMahon fits them well. He can play third. He can play first. He can play quite a few different positions, and he posted a .254 batting average with 23 home runs, 86 RBIs, and .331 on-base percentage, .449 slugging, and a .779 OPS in 2021. So this is a guy in Ryan McMahon that could be very solid for this team. The final, or the second to last one, is Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, Ketel Marte is a guy that has been really solid over the last few years, and if he could just stay healthy for a whole season, he would be one of the better players in baseball, honestly. Posting a .318 batting average with 14 home runs, 50 RBIs, a .377 on-base percentage, a .532 slugging, and a .909 OPS in 2021. This guy could be one of the better players in baseball if he could just stay healthy. A one-time All-Star, but still, this is a guy that honestly is better than a one-time All-Star for them, for the Diamondbacks. And the final guy on this list is Max Kepler. This is a guy that could be a potential trade target. Didn't post a good 2021 at all, but has posted some good years in the past. In 2021, he posted a .211 batting average with 19 home runs, 54 RBIs, and a .306 on-base percentage of .413 slugging and a .719 OPS. And for our mock trade for today's What's Next video, it is Ketel Marte to the Philadelphia Phillies mock trade. In this trade, the Phillies received Ketel Marte and Merrill Kelly. Now, the Phillies do this, clearly, because they're getting an all-star one of the best players in baseball when healthy, Ketel Marte. They also get a back-end rotation arm in Morel Kelly in this trade, who posted a really good 2020. Slacked off a little bit 2021, but maybe he could be something for them. And in this trade, the Diamondbacks received Scott Kingery, Mickey Moniak, Logan O'Hoppe, the Phillies' number 11 prospect to catcher, and Bryson Stott, a second baseman / shortstop, the Phillies' number 2 prospect. Why the Diamondbacks would do this trade? The Diamondbacks get 2 players in this trade, 2 prospects that are very, very good, 2 almost top 10 prospects, and they get Scott Kingery and Mickey Moniak. So Scott Kingery and Mickey Moniak are guys that have been high round picks by the Phillies in the past. Moniak being their first overall pick back in 2016. This is a guy who they take chances on. They take chances on with these 2 players, and that could possibly blossom into something in Arizona. And for Logan O'Hoppe, the Phillies' number 11 prospect, he's a catcher. He could be very solid for them. He could be a catcher-type player, even though they do already have Carson Kelly. Maybe they explore a Carson Kelly trade. Logan O'Hoppe is almost ready. And Bryson Stott's a guy that's really been looking to get a chance with the Phillies for a while, and he's just not got that chance. Now, I know you're going to say, oh, they've got Jordan Lawler. They just drafted him. He can play second base, Bryson Stott can, and he can play shortstop. He can play either of those positions until Jordan Lawler comes up, and they have Geraldo Perdomo there as well. So this is a trade, Ketel Marte to the Phillies, that I think works for both sides, makes quite a bit of sense for both sides. The Diamondbacks get younger and really just rebuild, which is exactly what they need to do. So that's going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this What's Next for the Philadelphia Phillies video, I'm going to need you to drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications because, like I said, if you want great baseball content throughout the offseason, we're pumping out great baseball content on this channel, so make sure you subscribe, turn notifications, and leave a like. Thank you for watching, and peace.